Hello friends, KangasCloud here, and I have something to talk to you about. That's right, it's time for another KangasCloud theory. By now, you've all probably seen the new Pokemon Sun and Moon trailer released by Nintendo. You know, the one where they showed us the new starter Pokemon for the game. They're just so cute, aren't they? Personally, when the game is finally released, I'm picking Rowlet, the owl Pokemon, for my starter. But not for the reason you might think. You see, one thing Nintendo hasn't told you about Rowlet, and for very good reason, is that it is pure evil. And more than that, this fluffy creation will possibly cause the end of the world as we know it. And if you want to understand how, why, and when this is all going to happen, well, listen closely, my little Kanglets. Mama Kang has a story to share with you. The very moment these starters were released and I saw that an owl was among the chosen designs, a red flag immediately went off in my mind. You see, even in nature, owls are deceptively cute, a clever facade that hides the fact that owls are one of the most vicious predators in the animal kingdom. Their hearing is uniquely adapted to hunting in the darkest of night, where this bird of prey reigns supreme at the top of its food chain. Not only that, the feathers of an owl are such that they can approach their unsuspecting victims without making a sound. Owls are so adept at killing, they'll often close their eyes before the final blow, feeling the kill instead of needing to see it. And you thought Batman was scary, try Owlman. And I know what you're saying, this is all well and interesting, but it doesn't prove that Rowlet is evil or that it's going to end the world. And you're right, it doesn't. But this does. You see, the owl is not just a keen hunter. In many ancient texts, the owl has been used as a symbol for the occult. In other words, dark magic. And this nefarious image of the owl dates all the way back to biblical times. In Jewish folklore, there's the legend of Lilith, Adam's wife before Eve, who left Adam in the Garden of Eden to be with the archangel Samuel, known as the bringer of death and the poison of God. And what does this have to do with owls? Hebrew text, the name Lilith translates to English as screech owl. But before this legend emerged, there was an owl of even more power and influence on the scene. Let's go to Greece, 3000 BC, where the city of Athens is founded, named for none other than Athena, the Greek goddess of wisdom, but also war strategy. Even way back then, celebrities had logos, and what was Athena's? You guessed it, the owl. While many admired Athena for her cool temperament and reasoned approach to conflict, others saw her as a master manipulator who specialized in furthering an agenda from the shadows. A perfect place to hide if you're an owl. Fast forward about 5,000 years, and that brings us to today, or rather about 150 years ago, and the founding of Bohemian Grove, a highly exclusive men's club that meets for 3 weeks every year in Monte Rio, California. Its attendees have included some of the most powerful and influential figures in American politics, former presidents, secretaries of states, business tycoons, and what is the Bohemian Grove's mascot? You guessed it again, Athena's owl. Teddy Roosevelt, owl. William Randolph Hearst, owl. Henry Kissinger, owl. Richard Nixon, owl. George H.W. Bush, owl. And William Jefferson Clinton, owl. But owls run deeper in America's political structure than you may think. Just take a look at this satellite image of the United States Capitol. It's an owl! Even your own house. There may be an owl watching you, maybe in your own pocket. That's right, hidden on the $1 bill, there's an owl! Now let's talk about recent events, because that's where this story gets the most interesting, and all of these things start to tie together. You see, the new Pokemon games are set in Hawaii, known for beautiful landscapes, but also active volcanoes. Remember Lilith, the owl woman of Hebrew legend? The archangel she buddied up to. Some theorize it to be none other than a minion of Satan, dragging poor souls to a lake of fire to be annihilated. Lake of Fire. Sounds an awful lot like what you might find in an active volcano. Also, because of the volcanic activity in Hawaii, there are large amounts of sulfur deposits there. And take a look at this alchemist symbol for sulfur, which is also associated with Satanism. While we're at it, look at these symbols too. Rowlet's dark secret is becoming horrifyingly clear. But to truly understand the maleficent forces at work here, let's go back to our own list of owl men. Well, one name on that list in particular. Mr. Bill Clinton, confirmed owl and confirmed husband to Hillary Clinton, who as of right now is the leading contender to become the next president of the United States of America. And I ask you, my friends, are you 100% certain that Hillary Clinton is not herself an owl? Is it merely a coincidence that the North American release dates of Pokemon Sun and Moon happen to be in the same month the United States picks its next president? Because there's one more thing I have to tell you about the elusive Bohemian Grove. During World War II, it was the location originally used to plan the formation of the Manhattan Project, which ultimately led to the creation of the nuclear bomb. That's right. The most deadly weapon ever used in the history of war was created by owls. And who controls more of these atomic bombs than any other one person in the world? The President of the United States. That's Hoot. Say goodbye to the world as we know it, and say hello to the age of Rowlet. Also, this thing's gonna be my starter because it's just really, really cute.